Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us at the second day of the iFX EXPO in Dubai. I'm Rachel McIntosh. I'm a podcast host and journalist at Finance Magnates, and I'm going to be your MC for the day. So we're off to a great start this morning. I'm very excited about this panel. Lots of great information. So as we all know, the MENA region is one of the most lucrative and important geographies in the fintech and forex world. So this morning, our wonderful moderator, Andrea Badiola Mateos, who is the head of Finance Magnates Cyprus at the Finance Magnates Group, is going to bring together this fabulous panel of experts to discuss the MENA region, and each of them is going to share their hard-won tips for success in this region. So I'll briefly introduce each of them now. We have Domluke da Silva, who's the CFA head of compliance at HF Markets. Talal Alsumairi, the founder of ArabicTrader.com. Mohamad Ibrahim, the regional director at Exness. And Rabe'a Yassin, the general manager at One Financial Markets. This discussion is going to cover everything from localization to regulation, from assets to acquisition, and these experts have a wealth of knowledge to share. So let's warmly welcome them to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Welcome everyone to the panel. Without further delay, because we have 45 minutes for four amazing panelists to discuss one of the most hot topics these days on how to expand and how to be successful on the MENA region, we're going to jump into the first question, which is related to more on the retail side. Is having a website in Arabic a must? And linked to the language as well. How important is to understand the meaning of Islamic accounts, and what's your take on that? Who wants to take it first?
Yes. Okay. I'm Rabe'a Yassin, the general manager of One Financial Markets. To answer your question, is an Arabic website is a must? Okay. Now, at this time, we found out that the most of the investors are well educated, and they have a good background, especially those the high net worth people. Okay, and they all speak English. Okay, and they all have a good knowledge of how to read and how to search in English. So having a website in Arabic, okay, we consider it as an extra service, okay, to clients who prefer reading in Arabic. But still, it's not, I don't see it's really necessary to have it in Arabic, okay? You can consider it as just an extra service that you can provide to your clients and your clients in overall. And to see if they are preferring to read in Arabic, so they have this option available for them. The next
Islamic accounts.
Islamic account, I see it is a must, because Islamic account considered as in terms of the competition in the market. Okay, you can't set up a broker without having the availability of Islamic account to provide to your clients. Now, we all understand in this region, they really care about the terms of dealing in financial is if it's halal or haram, and providing an Islamic account is a must. Okay, and if in terms of the trades, it's always less cost for the investors to trade through an Islamic account without paying the swaps and financial fees and all those charges. Okay, you can wipe it out. That's it.
Thank you very much. Talal, your website is actually in Arabic, right?
Yes.
Do you have a different opinion on that?
Yeah, actually, I have different opinion. First of all, my name is Talal Alsumairi. I am the founder of Arabic Trader, which is, the first language is Arabic. So our website is a fully Arabic language. We provide services like news, analysis, etc. And we help people to discuss about the market, okay? I think having a website in Arabic is the minimum requirement to target the region, okay? If you don't speak the same language, I know most of the people here, they can speak English, okay? But also you need to speak with them the same language, okay? Because they will feel more comfortable, you can engage with them easily, and you can provide all the services that you need to this target audience on their language, okay? I think also you need to have your customer support is in Arabic too. So if someone has an issue with the trades, for example, and he wants to speak to someone in customer support, he could find someone that he can speak with the same language, okay? There is another benefits from having the website in Arabic if we are talking about marketing point of view. So if they Google you, for example, and they don't see the website having Arabic language, I think you are losing a lot of traffic. You are losing many things from the SEO point of view. So I think it's a must, and it's very important. For the Islamic account, and I also have a different opinion about the Islamic account. Islamic account, it's very important to have an Islamic account, but it's very important not to promote it as an Islamic account, okay? You need to tell the people what is the mechanism of the trading, okay? And then they decide if it's Islamic account or not Islamic account, okay? So this is my opinion. I don't know, maybe.
If you allow me to...
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, sorry.
Mohamad?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohamad Ibrahim. I'm the regional director of Exness. It's a very interesting question in the beginning. I more agree with Talal, but I'll express it in different ways. When you're entering a new region, you need to set what's your target. Is your target just to attract few clients in that region, or maybe in Lebanese we say crème de chantier, like the top elite, or you want to go and expand in the region? If you want to go and expand in any region, having a website in the local currency, in the local language is a must. You cannot expand and you cannot grow without having a website in the local language. And that's why we see most of the successful big brokers, they have their websites in like 20, 19, 25 different languages, and that's why they grow very well. It's not about passing the information, because the clients might be able to understand a little bit in English or good English, but it's all about engagement and making them feel that you speak their language. In addition, the customer support also, it's a very important point. You need to have customer support in local languages. Again, it's about engagement and about making them feel that you speak their languages, you understand their culture, and you're there for them. And maybe we are one of the few companies in Exness that we even offer the customer support in multi-languages, not only during the 5 working days, but at 24/7, all time. Anyone who comes to the website, he can speak to customer support agent in any language they speak, the languages that we support. So that's very important. Swap-free accounts, I don't say Islamic accounts. I don't like the term Islamic accounts, because it's not our job to define is it Islamic or not Islamic, is it Sharia compliant or it's not Sharia compliant. It's other people's job to decide. We need to explain the technicalities of it. And unfortunately, this is something I don't like recently, that it's all over the place, Islamic account, Islamic account. I prefer to use the swap-free and explain to the people, and then they can decide is it Islamic or it's not Islamic. Now, it's critical not only because of the fees or the additional fees that the clients are paying, because also on the swap accounts, they might be getting swap. The main important thing, it's a religious reason. Here in the region, the most people for religious perspective. So regardless what any other benefits you provide to them, if swap-free account is not available, it's a no-go for them. For majority, I'm not saying to everyone, some people might not care, but in general, for majority of them, it's a no-go. And this is one of the reasons also we're offering the swap-free account without any additional commissions or any additional fees to the client, to make them feel that we're offering this for you, not for commercial perspective or for commercial needs, because we understand and respect your religion, we understand and respect your beliefs, and that's why we're offering it to you without any extra fees. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohamad. Domluke, what's your take on it?
From a HF perspective, I agree with most of the panel. What we have done is have a website and legal documentation always translated into Arabic, and for
I think maybe it's now it's on. Try to put it
Hello?
closer to your mouth, maybe.
Hello. Thank you. Sorry about that. So what we've done is that we ensure, for example, if there's an update of legal documentation, we have a team that gets it updated both in English and Arabic. And as far as swap-free is concerned, we also agree we do not label anything as Islamic accounts, but we do give swap-free across the instruments on selected instruments as well as on gold.
Thank you. We're going to move to the second question, and I'm going to ask you guys to keep it a tiny bit briefer, even though your answers are super interesting, because otherwise we're not going to manage to get through all the interesting topics. Are traders in the region of a different profile than in other regions? Do they prefer to trade on technical analysis and fundamental analysis? Do you see any different from other traders?
If I may.
Who? Yes, go ahead, Domluke.
I was just speaking to Andrea, who is our head of global business development the other day of a dinner, and it was a similar conversation. As a global firm, we deal with clients from practically every corner of the world. And what we've seen is, as at the onset of a trader's journey, the profile is usually the same. They go through the emotional roller coaster of the ups and downs, the psychological impact of that. And then as they progress in the trading life journey, they look to learn and upskill, learning more from technical and a fundamental perspective. So in that respect, I would say that the psychological makeup of traders around the world is more or less the same. But narrowing down to the GCC, probably when it comes to the investment amounts that come in, you might find a little bit of a difference from other parts of the world. That's our experience in what we see.
Do you guys agree? Yes, Talal, feel free.
Okay. Because we have Arabic traders, so we have a lot of visitors visiting the website, and we get a lot of requests from these visitors to include some technical analysis. I can describe what clients looks like. Most of the clients, they like technical analysis more, okay? And they also read about the fundamentals, okay? Because technical analysis, we have a lot of, let's say, influencers or experts that always talking about technical analysis, okay? Also, there is another thing about this region. The risk appetite for the traders in the Middle East, I believe it's higher than any other countries. Why? Because I think they have cash, so they can invest, and also they would like to risk, okay? So this is one thing. About what kind of trading they like, what kind of instrument they like to trade. If we are talking about nowadays, I think they added the cryptocurrencies now to their portfolio. So many people are trading cryptocurrencies, but 5 years ago or 4 years ago, it was only FX pairs and commodities. So that's how the profile of the clients here in the Middle East. Yes.
Actually, Talal mentioned everything. I totally agree with Talal. Yeah, I totally agree with Talal. In the end, traders are traders, okay? But we've noticed that traders in the Middle East have more risk appetite, and they take risk in their trades. Also, we've noticed that the technical analysis are more attractive to them. Sometimes they consider it as trading signals rather than just going and reading the fundamental news. Okay, maybe the fundamental news for them has they need to have more knowledge about how to analyze the fundamental news, but when they see the technical news, they can just simply know where is the support and resistance levels, when to enter. They consider it more into trading signals rather than market analysis. So it helps them to take fast action on entering the market.
So they're more impulsive?
You can say that, yeah.
Please,
Yes,
Mohamad.
gentlemen covered all the aspects of the question. I want to look at it from different aspects. What do the traders in the region like to trade? So I would say they like to trade volatility and opportunity, regardless of the asset class. Now they have some preferences when it comes to the asset classes, but the main motive for them to trade is volatility and opportunity. So whenever there is a volatility in a certain asset class, this will be their favorite at this period of time, wherever there is an opportunity. And that's why it's very important for success in the region here to have multiple asset classes, so you will be able to provide them with different asset classes depending on the time, which asset class is now volatile, where the opportunities are. So if you have the whole package of many asset classes, you will be able to address their needs all the time.
And are all the countries in the MENA region similar, or is there a big difference on preferences on trading between, let's say, Lebanon and Egypt, or Saudi Arabia and Jordan, for example? Rabe'a.
Yes. It's almost the same, because like it's not only in the Middle East. You can't say only in the Middle East. Like as I said before, like it's traders are traders, and this is how this is their mentality in trading. So we don't see like traders from Oman, for example, are less or they look to the market in a different way. They are all looking to the market as an opportunity. Okay, and you as a broker, you need to be smart. Like whenever you see, as the gentleman here, Mohamad, as Mohamad just mentioned, like as a broker, you need to be smart and to provide the product that the client looking for. Like some brokers was late in providing, for example, the cryptocurrencies. Okay, when the opportunity already missed. Okay, they are having it too late. So to catch up with the client needs or the investor's needs, you need to be fast in your decision and to provide those kind of products, the high liquidity product.
There is, though, some trends generally in the market in MENA region. I believe there is a preference for commodities in general, right?
Yes, exactly.
We see that, and what we've done, just to add on to what Ibrahim has said, is, and I totally agree that you've got to be reactive to client needs. So we as a firm just also recently upgraded our trading platform, and we've added 1,000 equity CFDs as well to the platform, just to give more choice to the market. But just on that question, yes, we see a lot of interest in FX and gold, metals and gold specifically.
Sorry, to add something, usually in the region here, maybe gold, maybe oil, these are the, let's say, all-time preferred, and even stocks, these are the all-time preferred. But again, when something is trending at a certain time, for example, you notice that you have a volatility on Bitcoin or crypto, so it's the main topic. Everyone is talking crypto, everyone is trading crypto. But when things go back to normal, they go back to their, to their why and to their normal way of trading and preferences. For example, gold, oil, things like that. So it's very important to have all of these asset classes available with the highest quality, if I say, all time, to be able to grab the opportunity and to able to attract those clients whenever they see an opportunity in the market.
Mm-hmm. And is doing business in the MENA region something that is different relationship with your traders than in other regions? Meaning, for example, physical meetings. In some countries of the world, in some parts of the world, there is not the need of meeting physically with your traders or doing seminars, but some regions, Southeast Asia, for example, is very strong on seminars and gatherings and meetings. Is it something that you see reflected in MENA region as well? What is it like?
Yes, I think especially in the Middle East, the divide between the professional and personal lives is thin. So our team is out constantly meeting with clients. Clients here prefer the personal touch because it comes to the element of building trust and that level of comfort with you, and that can't be done well, obviously over the past 1 year it's been a different situation, but as we go back to normal, we see a lot of interest in clients wanting to come and see you, come get a feel and touch of the office and of the people in place. So it's an important thing.
Thank you, Domluke. On your end, Talal, it's because you're on a different side. We have brokers here. You're an education provider. Do you see also these reflected in your side of the business?
Yes, of course, because I will tell you a story. Back in 2004, when we started Arabic Trader, and we were dealing with a company called iFX Solution at that time, okay? They were trying to promote the company from United States to the Middle East, okay? And the first thing we were asking them, you need to come to the Middle East and meet the clients, shake hands, do seminars, etc., to create the confidence between you and the clients here. And that's what happened. After 4 or 3 years from promoting this in the Middle East, face-to-face with the customers, they were acquiring huge number of customers from the Middle East. Not because they have the best platform, not because they have the best execution at all, because they built a relationship with the customer. So I think it's very important. I think it matters a lot. So you need to be here. At least you need to visit if you are not here and meet customers. That's it.
So basically from a new business that would like to expand into the MENA region, it would be highly recommended that instead of just doing it online, they would try to come and have some sort of physical meetings, presence, etc., even if it is on a retail level. Now, when we're talking about setting up a business in the MENA region, not specifically in the UAE, but in the MENA region in general, is there any specific things that you can recommend them to do or not to do? Is there any preferences? How does it happen the best way, basically, for someone that wants to set up a business here?
Well, the MENA, what's interesting about the MENA region is that we see it as one class, but it's really a very diverse geographical location. It consists of 3 continents, 21 countries, population of about 600 million people. If you look at some of the reports that have come out, almost 40% is unbanked. So there's potential for 150 million people to get into financial inclusion. But then within the MENA region, again, then you come into the GCC, and then the different, there's a dichotomy between the GCC and the rest of the Middle East. And within the GCC, so if you were to ask me, pick a country that you think would be the ideal to set off your base first. I would be biased because I've lived here for 20 years, but I would definitely say the UAE comes out way in front. In the last global competitiveness report from the World Economic Forum, the UAE was ranked 25th. It climbed up 2 places. It was ranked number 1 in the Arab world. UAE again ranks very highly in terms of global innovation. We ranked 6th out of 140 countries. And that's the attribution to that was of adoption of ICT skills. And then it comes back to the focus by the government to encourage diversification away from oil-based economies. So they're trying to make it easier to set up. And we see within our particular industry, the regulators also looking at basically strengthening the regime about this to really make it more, let's say, safer for the retail clients to come in. We are very active participants in that. We support that, and that's why I'd say the UAE is a strong element.
And has COVID actually made any changes within the government framework, regulation, etc., for companies like ours from the fintech industry to ease the way of setting up here, etc.?
Absolutely. If you look at the response by the wider GCC economies in how they've handled the COVID situation, I think they deserve commendation on that. We look at the very rapid emergency measures that they put in place once COVID was announced, and touch wood, so far in the first 1 wave or the second wave, we seem to have flattened the infection curve. If you look at the stimulus packages that were given out by the GCC countries, UAE announced $27 billion, Qatar $23 billion, Saudi $13 billion, Egypt, $6 billion. There were fiscal measures, liquidity support, tax deferrals, all this to support the coming back, if you will, of the economy. The IMF has now predicted that the GCC will have almost like a V-shaped recovery. Coming back to the UAE, I think we're expecting to have the strongest growth in GDP. So I think it's predicted at 4% from a contraction of about 4.5% last year. So all very positive, and hopefully we get, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Do you all agree? Do you have something to add?
I want to go back to the face-to-face meeting. Okay, I have a different opinion. We've noticed that the majority of the business was closed without meeting the clients. The most important for the client is number one is the trust. Okay, having an office in the region is a must. Okay, but this gives the clients the confidence and gives them the trust to deal with you. Okay, at least they will have in their back mind that if in case they want to visit, they have the base and they can come. But in terms to closing the business, okay, it's not necessary to do the face-to-face meeting. And as for the COVID impact, okay, we have our, at least in our broker, we have the business continuity team. Okay, they always measure the risks. Of course, not for COVID, but in case the office for any reason shut down. Okay, so we had the setup from before. We didn't see any effect. Our team is well trained to do the business without being in the office. So this helped us a lot. COVID, in the beginning of COVID, we didn't see the business wasn't affected really. Okay, we had at that time in March, I remember last year, we had the crude oil movement. So we've noticed a very high trading volume on that. So nothing is there. People are trading normally. Okay, the only thing that can affect, the COVID can affect is the ability of the investors to invest. Is it for them, how do they measure their risk as an investor? Is it the right time to invest now or not? But we see the market is the same, the volatility is the same. Yesterday, gold spikes. So there's always an opportunity to investors to trade.
Mohamad, sorry, Talal, after you.
Yeah, sorry. So, going back to meeting people. So, what Rabe'a mentioned is it's about trust. So, I agree it's about trust, but that's the most important part that personal meetings play. So they want to meet you in person for you to build trust and to build connection. I've lived maybe in my life in 5-6 countries, and I've been with different cultures. In our region and our culture, we still not very comfortable with the online. Okay, again, it's about your target. Is it about just to make some business, or you want to really grow in the region? Or what kind of clients? It's just small clients or high value clients? So when they want to meet you, the meeting is very important, meeting most of all the time. So for us, we don't just meet the client to close the deal. Even with our existing clients, we come to Dubai, we go to Egypt, we go to Saudi Arabia, to Bahrain on a monthly basis before the COVID situation, and we meet with them. We go out for dinner, we go out for lunch, just for that, to build this relationship and to build this connection and to build this trust. And the more important part here is still in our region, even if you are the best company in the world, people look, clients look at your people. They need to trust your people. So they trust the people, don't trust the company, even if the company is the best. So they see who's working in this company, how's our relationship with him, how's he treating us, the interconnection relationship. Now, with the COVID, I agree, the business was still growing, but this was abnormal situation, because all the clients knew that it's impossible to do face-to-face meeting, and even if you recommend to them to do a face-to-face meeting, due to the COVID situation, they will not accept. But when life goes back to normal, again, they want you to meet with them, and they want to see you. And like some of them, they mentioned to me, we need to make sure that we're dealing with humans with blood, you know, not just a company overseas, maybe a virtual thing. They don't like it. And regarding the best place to do business, obviously we have different countries here in the region that qualify to be a good place. But I think the fact that we're sitting here today and having this lovely event will, by definition, would say that Dubai and UAE, it's not only the best place to do business for the region, it proved that it's worldwide. It's the best place for you can make sure that you always have business continuity, and you have, because here what they've done proved this, and they are ready for everything, and they will do everything possible to make business keep running and keep doing. And as I mentioned in my presentation yesterday, is that Dubai is the place where making impossible happen is a daily routine.
Talal, what's your take?
Yes, I think I agree with Mohamad, okay? But what the option do we have if we, other than Dubai? I mean, we don't have many
Well, you
options.
tell me, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have many options from the legal and regulatory point of view, okay? So, because in Dubai, you can get a license for a broker. I'm talking about brokerage firm in FX, etc. Okay. Otherwise, of course, we have Saudi Arabia. We have really ambitious vision 2030, and I'm sure the financial sector in Saudi Arabia is doing really well, and also the demand is all over there in Saudi Arabia. So everyone is setting up an office in Dubai here, and their main focus to target as much as he can from the Saudi Arabian clients, okay? This is related to the which place you can set up your business, okay? For COVID-19 has a huge impact, negative or positive for different businesses in the world, okay? I think the financial sector was one of the luckiest business, you know, because everyone was trading, everyone was, you know, opening an account because of COVID situation. There is no other businesses. Nothing they can do, only trading. So many companies, if you are watching the financial statement of the companies last year and this year, you will see a huge difference between the profit that they made this year and the last year, and comparing to the 2019, okay? So it has a huge impact. It has a very positive impact on the financial sector.
Yes, we have definitely seen a very big growth that I think it is reflected, and thank goodness we have this event happening nowadays, the first one in a year and a half in this industry, and well, it's extremely successful. So I think this physical part that you're talking about is being reflected in this event particularly. And I was going to ask, related to the COVID and how that has affected your physical meetings, since from what all of you are pointing out is a very important factor to do business in the region, has online virtual meetings through video helped at all, or it's not really a replacement for those physical meetings?
If I can, if I can say, yeah, it helped a lot. Again, if you say like, okay, when life is back to normal, would it be still efficient at the same way with clients? I would say no. But with current situation, having video calls with clients, because we tried this and we practiced this, and we started doing with our top IBs and top clients, having like a weekly or bi-weekly or sometimes monthly video calls. Because usually before the COVID situation, we used to talk to them over the phone, just normal calls, because we know every month, and so we meet them face to face. When the COVID happened, we started to test this practice that let's do a video call with them. So when we started do video call, we find an amazing result, and the feedback was amazing. They felt very comfortable. It's better than the normal telephone calls, and it's some kind of emergency replacement for the face-to-face meeting in the current situation. But what I would say, if the situation goes back to normal, we need to go back to face-to-face meeting. And in some countries that there were still possibility to do face-to-face meeting. Even during the pandemic, we were doing face-to-face meeting. For example, I can give you 2 examples that we've done during the previous period of time. A lot of face-to-face meeting. For example, Egypt, because life is normal in Egypt to somehow people are still going out, you can go meet with them. I traveled a couple of times during the pandemic situation and I had meeting with the clients. And Dubai for sure, it's always possible to do face-to-face meeting. So face-to-face meeting is always the king, if we might say it this way. In the urgent cases where face-to-face meeting is not possible, video calls and video conferences are very effective and better than phone calls.
Good alternative. Do you guys have the same opinion?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes?
For us, we've taken a very laser focus on face-to-face and building that relationship one-to-one with clients, building that trust. We moved back. We adapted as Dubai started to come back last year. We were working remotely for a while, but as things started to get back to normal, we did a phased in visit to the office, and then clients could come in if they wanted to, or otherwise we would meet them, or video calls or telephone calls. But the key focus is to have that connection with clients, whichever medium that you have.
So I'm taking that this advice that you are all given applies both to B2C in retail with your traders, but also on B2B if you want to establish partnerships, etc. So we have talked about what you recommend is a good way of doing business. Is there anything that is a no-no in the region? Anything that everybody should be aware that culturally this is not acceptable or would break a deal? Every country has these kind of things. Every culture has these kind of things. Is there anything that you can advise for people that are not familiar with the region?
I think it's I would say it's universal, but whatever you do in terms of your interaction with clients, your trading platforms, or your business, trust. Anything that would impinge on trust would be, a death knell for your business. So for us, we make sure that we prioritize the integrity of client funds. Being a regulated entity, that helps us as well. So we've got segregated client money accounts. But then as well, the trading platform, the transparency of pricing, all that comes in together to make sure that that trust is not impacted. As far as the culture is concerned, obviously it's a common sense approach that we take. We've got to be sensitive, and that goes again to whichever part of the world that you're in, being sensitive to the cultures and the sensitivities of the people there. So we've been in the region for a while. Most of our team have been here for decades, and we understand how to adapt in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Talal?
I think similar to any other region, commitment. Okay, so if you are telling your customers that you do the best execution, you just need to give the best execution. Once you break this thing, then everyone else, word of mouth, everyone will tell everyone else and you are gone. That's the main really reason if you don't want to do it. Once you give some commitment, you need to deliver all what you are saying to your customers.
So stay true to your word and see things through, basically. Rabe'a, Mohamad, do you have a take on that?
And you asked your questions in terms of culture. I'm talking about UAE here. We have multinationality, different cultures, and different mentalities. Okay, so you can't say this thing is no to everyone. Okay, I have nothing to add on what the gentleman said here. Talal has said the commitment. Commitment is very important. Okay, and there is each type of investor, each type of client has a different way to treat. The main thing is to understand their requirements, to understand his mentality. Okay, when you talk to him, okay, and react based on that. So there is nothing to say no, don't do that. It's open.
Understood.
Yes. So in general, with the globalization, we moved and we continue moving toward having a universal citizen when it comes to business. So we all have like similar like business standards and things like that. But we will still have some small differences between different countries, different regions. So it's always important in any region to pay attention if there's any cultural things that you need to be careful for, cultural sensitive things. As Rabe'a mentioned, UAE is a very diversified country. The region in general is a little bit diversified as well, these things in general. But I want to emphasize on the trust and commitment that the gentleman mentioned. It's very important here. If trust is broken, you're done. And also, it's very important in this region to under-promise, over-deliver. Don't promise things that you're not able to deliver, because if this trust, and this is part of our personality, part of our culture, trust is everything in our life. If trust is not there, we're done.
Thank you very much. We only have 5 minutes left, so I want to take these last 5 minutes to give you the opportunity to give to the audience, to everyone that is watching, 3 tips. I know it's hard to choose, but please provide 3 tips for someone that wants to expand in the MENA region, either in B2B or in B2C. You can specify. Go. Rabe'a, maybe.
I'll start. Like, if you want to establish your business here, okay, first of all is let's say it's tips, okay. Number 1, customer service. Customer service is very important. You need to be available always to provide your clients with their requirements. Number 2, this business mainly financial business. It's financial business. It's all about money. So when you receive a requirement of withdrawal, for example, you need to process this. You have to be very fast in paying. In terms of like overall payments is very important. It's all about money. So the clients, if they want their money, send it back to them immediately. If they send money, add it to their account immediately. This is very important. Number 3, it's all about customer service, to be honest. Like, it's in general customer service and payments. This is the main thing.
Thank you, Rabe'a. Talal?
I will make it very short. I think it's three points you have to do. The localization. So don't bring your culture here and try to enforce it in the other culture. So this is the first thing. Second thing is hiring the right people and use the local people, because they know the culture and they can interact with your clients here the way that customers they want, okay? And number 3, you need to have value-added services, okay? Okay, so you are a broker, you are giving a best execution, best spread, etc. But you need to add some other services like analysis, like news, like some tools that can help the customers here to be successful in this market. This is the main 3 points that you need to focus on. Yes.
Thank you, Talal. Mohamad?
I will start from what Talal said. In my opinion, point number 1 and point number 2 is people. So it's very important to hire the right people. And I know many great companies, they are great in terms of products and in terms of many aspects. Because they hired the wrong people, they couldn't make it. So hiring the right people is very important. And not only hiring the right people, taking care of your people. So, because if you take care of your people will take care of your clients. So it's a key. It's a key to the people. This is a very important thing. Now, if I keep the third point related to our specific industry, which is the Forex business or the CFDs business or financial services, as Rabe'a mentioned, withdrawal is very important. The speed of the withdrawal, the safety of the client's funds. And that was one of the reasons that Exness was one of the first companies to offer instant withdrawal. and we're still one of the few companies that we're able to provide this feature. We offer the instant withdrawal 24/7, so clients have access to their funds at any time during the whole week, and it's in few minutes they can get their money. This is very important, so to make the client feel that their money is safe.
Thank you, Mohamad. Domluke.
Yeah, I mean, it's well covered, and what I'll just be doing is reiterating. I completely agree with what my colleagues have said. For us at HF, we take the security of client funds, withdrawals very, very, very seriously. We've got Andreas, our CEO here. So he would leave everything, drop everything, just to make sure if he has to go to the bank to get a client withdrawal done. So it's priority. The other factors that come in, when it comes to the success of a company, as I mentioned earlier, the laser focus on customer service, that ability to meet client needs, various other factors, not going to, because I see we've got only 43 seconds, but the common thread that weaves it all together, as Mohamad has so eloquently put, is people. And you've got to really invest in having good people, taking care of your people, having a conducive environment for them to foster and to cherish, and your business will grow. So absolutely agree with the panel on that. Thank you.
Wonderful. I want to thank you all for sticking to the time with 14 seconds to spare. Good job. And I hope that the entire audience and everyone that is viewing the video afterwards will be able to get very good insights. I thank you for being so specific and giving really actionable items for everyone that is interested in having their business in the MENA region. And please, a round of applause for our speakers.